Hi, welcome to the video diary. Missed yesterday. It was one of those hectic days, so I never quite got a chance to catch up with myself. Started nice and early at 6 a.m, rechecking an eye, and yeah, day progressed like that. It was one thing after another. Mad Monday, as we call it. Some people have different connotations of Mad Monday, but for us, Monday can often either be a quiet day or quite a hectic day with things carried over from the weekend. So today was a little bit better. We're settling down and we're getting through things. You notice today that you're not in my mobile office. I'm actually in my physical office. A lot of the time we spend following up on things such as reviewing radiographs that we've taken in the field. Sometimes it's nice to come back and have a second look at things on the big screen and have a real proper detailed look at the radiographs and make sure that our treatment plan is as good as it should be. So one of the other things we do now is we get blood results via email. So I just sent off a couple of blood results following up on horses. An interesting horse. Often in racing we pull bloods first thing in the morning before they work. So that often means staff members will pull a few blood tubes for us. We'll submit them. There's a filly this morning that there was a question after work that she possibly might have tied up. Now, interestingly, her pre-work muscle enzymes, so there's two types of enzymes, there's the CK and AST. CK is the fast-rising muscle enzyme, so when you get instant damage to the muscles, such as tying up episode, that climbs first, so it'll reach its peak anywhere from 6 to 8 hours afterwards, and then decline down there relatively quickly, where the AST takes longer to rise, longer to fall. So this filly, interestingly, had a CK before work of 122. Post work, it was a very mild. There was a query whether she had injured herself behind. She was a little bit stiff post work, and sometimes we find horses when they cool down, serious injuries can become quite evident. This filly was just a little bit tucked up, holding her tail abnormally, walking a bit stiff. Interesting thing, when you trotted her, she was actually very free. And the CK came back. We ran two CK muscle enzyme tests, the CKs, and pre-work was 120, post-work was actually 840. So the mare had a small tie-up, which is really good. Sometimes we pull random bloods and we'll see CKs of 800 and we'll not be overly upset about them. That's can be within normal ranges for some racing thoroughbreds. So it's an interesting thing. You get a pre and post with the muscle enzymes. Bloods are just a snapshot in time, so it is interesting at times to follow them through. But this filly, yeah, look, she'll respond really well to some treatment and settle down, and should be good, and we can manage her going forward, ensure there's no more tying up. So thanks again, and I hope you enjoyed it. And the takeaway message from this is an interesting thing is tie-up horses will actually walk really stiff, but can trot quite freely. That happens, there's a high chance your horse is tied up. Give us a ring and we can help put in place a management and also help deal with the symptoms as they occur. Some horses can be very mild tie-ups, so CK ranges, normal reference range, upper range is about 400. My worst ever tie-up was a horse that I looked like a colic, mild colic, but just urinated and had red in blood. Red in the urine, which is muscle breakdown. Myoglobinuria is the technical term. This mare unbelievably walked onto the track. I sent her in to get some IV fluids, and sure enough, she came back with a CK of 455,000, which is my world record. I hope I never see it again, but the mare was unbelievably, it was actually quite good. So, hope you enjoyed today. I'll speak to you soon.